using an axe against a dude with a sword. What's wrong with him? He's smarter than that.
Yeah. The prisoners. Hey, prisoners, get out of here. Nobody likes you.
Oh man, look at this heterochromia, stupid ass. Got 2 different eye colors, making him think he's special. He's the blue cat.
So, funny thing, I actually went through and did a bunch of image editing on Ranulf to get a, basically I was trying to get an image for a D&D character I had, which was a Rakshasa tiefling.
Alright.
And so I went in, I changed his skin color to a dark blue. I changed his hair to black.
It's just edgy fucking Randolph.
Do we still have a picture of it somewhere?
It's Randolph if he got caught halfway between transforming into a beast.
I'll find it and put it in the YouTube video whenever this ends up getting thrown on YouTube. He decided to lend you a hand. Here's his hand. What?
By giving you this 6-foot-tall tiger man and 4-foot-nothing cat lady. It would be funny if she's actually that short. Oh shit. Ike, here's what went down. Nobody died. We did good.
Flex time. Yeah, I kind of do miss them, but at the same time, they don't have a point anymore. Or at least with the way they're doing current games, is they don't have a purpose, because you don't have the bonus experience, you don't have a...
There's no, like, real objective and stuff to having it. No, this. You take that. And don't think it really matters who has this. So I'll just slap it on you.
I do enjoy the lessons report. I recently started playing it again.
He only plays in small bursts.
I burn out
because any more would break his brain.
Yes. When I try to 100% everything. It's how I make the game difficult for me.
It's not making the game difficult, it's just making it annoying and tedious.
Shh, don't tell me that.
What do you mean, don't tell you that? You already know it.
Don't tell my subconsciousness that.
Your subconscious hears it anyway, you just don't acknowledge it.
Look, it's in denial.
Ooh. Oh, God. Yes. No. I want this.
I like that she's just a broken archer.
Yeah, this also the busted stat she's got going on top of that. Her speed is 4, but I don't think it matters when she has 13 defense. Also,
actually,
Paragon,
Lunatic,
because fuck you.
Lunatic Plus mode is not fair. Lunatic mode is actually relatively easy. After you get
Lunatic,
to...
You just need Frederick to carry you through like the first 4 or 5 chapters, and
Yeah,
then you
you've
can
gotta-
infinity grind. But that's only if you want to just take the bitch way out, like this man does.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want to do an actual legit run,
It does, yeah,
you
it does
do need-
become a little bit more difficult.
you do need to use like Frederick a bit until you could like get your bearings and your characters of actual stats. Lunatic Plus is when it starts getting stupid and they start throwing things like enemies have Vantage Plus and Luna Plus and unfair bullshit on you.
Even more fun is when it has Luna Plus and Deadeye Plus, and you're like, why? There's no point anymore. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not difficult getting to there. Once you get to that point, it's like, hey, you know, I don't need any other units. But yeah, I think my first run, when I first did Lunatic mode, I got to the point of being able to infinitely grind, and then just got everyone else up to the point where they just didn't get instantly murdered by things. And then I just continued playing. And now I just do it as like, how early can I get to infinite super maximum all the health?
Yeah, because this man thinks it's fun to grind until every stat is capped on every class.
That was also something that I like doing, is maxing the first gens up as high as I physically possibly can, and then picking up their children.
Yeah, but that's because their bases are based on the parents.
Oh yeah, it's lots of fun.
And it just means less grinding for the children.
Yep. You can also use... I don't think I've used Stall in any of my runs. He just sort of gets
Stall's
benched.
pretty good.
He just ends up on the bench. So does Keelam. And, you know, just about all of the cast once the children units show up.
Yeah, but if you compare a horse to a Pegasus, you're of course going to have a lower stat total. Because his ability comes from the fact that his HP and his defense are a fair bit higher than Cordelia.
I said Keelam.
No, I'm talking, because this guy's talking about Stall. Talking about Cordelia. Keelam's just going to have more HP and defense. He's just not going to have the speed. Which is fine for a knight, because you're just, like, meh.
My brother's asking me how to build his Arcane Archer.
Give it wings. That works. It just makes fucking Kiel. Or is it Kajel? Kiel.
Kiel. I actually heard somebody pronounce it the other day. I have no idea how to actually... I don't remember what it was, but I heard somebody pronounce it properly. Because they were from...
Whatever language it originates from.
Yeah. He was a stand-up comedian, and he was talking about how... Just like, you know, I kind of wish my parents gave me normal names. Because, sure, they may, we may have had 2 generations from relevant country. Or 2 generations ago we were from relevant country. But now we're all, you know, here in the United States. And you just watch all of the teachers and people you know suffer and die a little bit on the inside when you see them try to pronounce your name. In my first run, I paired Sully and Virion.
I tried to do that, and Sully ended up marrying Crom. And Sully was benched for the rest of that playthrough. Oh shit, there's a Heron. Oh, it looks like Mist is fixed.
Neat.
It's hard to say who Virion would make a good father to.
I enjoyed.
I guess Inigo.
Yeah.
Just for the joke.
That was one of my favorite pairs.
Volk is apparently a Mia somehow.
Oh wait, we don't get Sothis.
Uh.
I was trying to remember when we get Soth. I was thinking of somebody else. Frankly, Henry is by far one of the best written characters in Awakening.
Henry's a fucking sick character.
I mean, sure, they made him less dark than he is in the Japanese version, but it's not that big of a deal. It's still good fun. I think the meme was Henry the Saint or something like that. Let me look up Volk real quick.
Is there a point to getting him? Is mostly where I'm like at right now.
Volk.
Oh, apparently that
somewhere.
busted.
He's in here somewhere. Where are you at? Oh yeah, he's a Myrmidon. He has Daunt and Lockpick. He's got 40, 70, 65, 45, 30, 140, 45, 0.
I think it's funny because he's a Mia Myrmidon.
Yep. Myrmidon /F.
So, Sephiram. Oh, God. What the fuck? Okay, sure. Oh, and Nephne. Nephne's a fucking dragon.
She's a red dragon, in fact.
Holy shit. Look at those stats. With Paragon, because fuck it. That's what a Lagoose needs. Kieran. The Heron. With a capped 15 defense. and Brahm, another beastman. Not bad.
We've just got so many beast people.
I'm fine with that. I really don't care. I'm fine with that.
Does Volk have thieving abilities, or I don't know if it actually shows.
No, he would have like a lockpick skill, wouldn't he?
I don't remember. Maybe lockpick might be one of the hidden ones. I don't remember. Again.
Oh, maybe it is. Anyway, there's door key, chest key. Ooh, a master seal.
Nice.
More door keys, more chest keys. We have to pay Volk, right?
Not anymore. Because it randomized his lockpick to normal lockpick.
No, I mean like just to have him. Like how you're supposed to pay Hugh. In 6.
I think you do have to pay him originally, but you know we've got enough money, and he's a pretty good unit.
No, not to pick locks. I mean to actually have him join.
Yeah, I believe so. We do have to drop some, but I think we've already recruited him. So. Unless you're planning on restarting.
No, I just wanted to make sure, so I didn't like just do something stupid by hiring him.
Because I believe he also pays you back later when he classes up or something like that. if I remember correctly. I don't know, it's been so long since I played this game. At least 7 years.
I don't think I need another bird person. Okay. I do want an archer, but I don't know who to sacrifice for an archer. Because everything is just better. Okay. Also, an archer with just stupid fucking bases. Holy shit. Fuck. I guess I put Ileana away for this one.
I do approve of it. I do approve of Trap Volk.
Oh. Just... He's still a Myrmidon, I guess. It's just a bunch of soldiers, isn't it?
Yep. And then I think people end up showing up later. Supposedly, you get the maximum amount of bonus experience from this area if you can go through, unlock all of the people, and then murder this guy without ever being seen by the standard soldiers. Because the standard soldiers call in recruitment. When you show
being seen? What the fuck does that mean?
If you end your turn within their
move range?
Yeah, move and attack range.
Okay.
But at this point, it doesn't really matter. Because in the long... Yeah, it's never really worth it. I've seen people do it, but the shenanigans that required was not worth it.
I was gonna say, it just takes like a lot... It sounds like it takes a lot of fucking effort to get done.
Yep.
Also this guy, just because fuck you. As if the man wasn't strong enough. He just has caps for days.
If only you recruited him immediately.
Yeah. Mordecai giving no fucks about anything ever.
Except for when magics hit him.
I mean, that's how he feels normally anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What, is this just like a general, or is this like a regular dude? This is a general. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think he's the boss guy.
Yeah, he is. God, look at that fucking head.
I'm so bald.
Not the fact that he's bald, it's the fact that his head's got bumps on it. It's not like a clean curve. Oh shit.
He also doesn't have eyebrows.
Yeah, there's that too. He's gone Super Saiyan 3. He's Super Saiyan 3 like Nappa. Oh shit.
All of our units are just turning out to be so good. Except for Volk. Or not Volk, Rolf. Nobody likes Rolf. But damn, 140 base luck growth.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying.
I mean, like, if you expect reinforcements and all that, it's not a big deal. Like, as funny as it is, these enemies are just, like, actual, like, around my level. I'm just gonna end this whole man's career with one swing.
It's gonna be glorious.
28 on a fucking night. Goodbye.
Rosebud. I don't even remember what that's from. I think it's Shakespeare.
I don't fucking know. Not a classical.
I do love having. My first run, I married Anna, which is by far the best choice. I mean, you can fight me on that. I statistically no, but
Just
Anna's best girl.
Oh, Mordecai's Jill. Or at least it's very pink.
I'm not going to deny you that. I personally think I'm not a big fan of Three Houses, I believe. This version of Anna.
I don't know.
Just because, like the hair's too pink.
It's very pink. I think that's the only problem I have with it.
Let's see. I think my big issue with Fate's version of Anna is how late you get her.
It's because she has 6 fingers. Come on, don't lie.
Wait, oh right, she does because they messed up.
Yeah, Phaeton has 6 fingers because fuck you if the artist screwed up. Wow, he missed. I think that's the first time Boyd has actually missed when it mattered. Fuck.
Was Awakening the first game that you could recruit Anna?
Yeah.
I mean, Lucina's not bad. I mean, that is marrying Lucina though is by far one of the funnier choices.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the meme? I can't remember the name of the movie. But, basically, the leader of, like, some organization finds out one of his close underlings. I mean, at that point, it was like, well, I've seen my daughter as an adult, even though she was just born. We have zombies attacking us. I mean...
If you want to take it a step further, and you go into if you could have Ophelia marry someone, and have Ophelia marry Korn, and Lissa just becomes a great grandmother.
I also really liked marrying, what are they? I guess Selena is Fate's version of Server. I mean, Servera. Marrying her to, what's his face? The male clone of Cordelia.
Oh, Tsubaki.
Yeah. So, marry Server to Tsubaki so that her child is her mother.
Yeah, and that's just like... How does that work?
I just thought it was fun. Wasn't a big fan of, Rahaja. Or whatever her name is.
Rajat? Is that how it's pronounced?
I have no idea. It's a different culture name.
RHJAT.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just an anagram. Oh, yeah, he could just unlock doors. Great.
That's nice. I mean, technically speaking, it could have been the other way around, given Fate's nebulous place and timeline, and the Outrealm having a questionable.
Fuck. It's Schrodinger's fates. It both takes place within and outside the timeline until proven otherwise.
I mean, I like the idea, simply due to the fact how prevalent Outrealm portals and things like that are to the game. And by that I mean, they use it as the Deus Ex Machina to have child units.
Yeah, just toss a baby in the baby dimension, shows up 3 weeks later as an adult. Oh, thank
Perfect
God.
soldier breeding program. What they really should have done is split it up into 2 generations.
That's like the other thing, is just like, I don't hate. It's just like half of the cast of 14 is just like, you either like them or you hate them. And there's a lot of good and a lot of bad in that game.
And then I also feel that when you do the Revelation storyline, you just have too many characters.
Yeah, you have a lot.
But there's also there's no point in using anyone other than the nobles, because it's their storyline. They're also better units, generally speaking. Especially when you compare them to the cast that came from Awakening. They're so bad.
Yeah, I think the Children DLC did a good job.
From what I have seen of it, I also agree. And by far, Matt Mercer singing the...
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's also that, just having Matt Mercer sing
Matt Mercer
Waves.
in anything is amazing.
Matt Mercer's just funny.
He's a good get. He's really cool. Yeah, it's good
the whole
stuff.
duet.
I personally don't like the official English version of whatever the hell the song's called. Ocean's Gray Waves.
It's not. It's Lost in Thoughts.
Yeah, I know
but
the Japanese is Hitori Omoe or something like that. I learned how to sing it.
Yeah, you mentioned this. You also mentioned your music teacher being like, song sucks because the person sings like they're an uppity brat or some shit like that.
Well, it's not even. Well, the song actually kind of sucks because it is very, very apparent they didn't spend the proper amount of time converting it from Japanese to English, because there are a lot of phrases in the English version of the song that just don't work very well, and it sounds bad. But then you have things like when Matt Mercer does
doing his job.
Oh yeah, Three Houses Edge of Dawn is amazing.
It's great.
I've actually gotten used to hearing the somebody made a Japanese English duet version of it. I'd gotten so used to hearing that hearing it in the normal version, hearing the normal version felt weird. But yeah, hands down, the Nor version of Lost in Thoughts.
I think it's better because it's just like, it's got the jungle beat with the drums,
as well
and
as
it's a lot more like primal and emotional with the movements and the dance.
And the dance, the lyrics also, because of the way the beat is.
Yeah, it makes it faster and a far better paced song.
Yeah, that is mostly disappointing. And then like the full version of the song is just the standard.
The really slow and almost like operatic of it.
Because again, singing all 3 verses takes
It
me
hurts.
6 minutes. It was awful. On top of the fact that there are like 3 or 4 different key changes, and all of the keys that it changes to are just weird. I mean, that may have also been me changing it to an area that I could actually sing, the joy of being a baritone. You're not a soldier, are you? I am basically God compared to all of you. But yeah, there were some problems with that song in English, and I didn't like the way.
Yeah, my face, nerd.
I didn't like the way what's her face who voices.
I know her name, but I don't
I keep
remember it off the top of my head.
It's not well. Aqua's the Japanese name.
Yeah, Azure.
Azura, some Azure because it's weird.
It's weird. I don't want to talk about it.
There was somebody who did an English version of it. I can't remember their name. But they adapted they translated the Japanese stuff and did a fan version of it that came out before the official version. And a bunch of the online sites cited her version as the official lyrics for for way longer than it should have, and it was amazing. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah,
Oh. Crit. Cause fuck you.
My teacher also had the problem where it's like there's several sections where it's just an instrumental, and that's like 4 pages long. That takes forever to get through.
Norm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. It's good stuff. I also really like the end credit theme for Echoes.
Sorry, he took more damage. He just has no fucking HP. He's level 10 with fucking 17 HP. Fuck, I just noticed that.
I mean, he does have a base HP of 2.
I mean, Oscar's 12 with 23, but he's a mage. It's expected.
It's
I forget what it's called. Is it like 4 seasons or something like that?
No, that's not the. It's Give me a second.
I know the song, but I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Beating up Grima is a hard fight. Yeah, I did enjoy it though.
I need to get around to doing that too, but I'd spent so long in power grinding all of the male villagers to absurd, ridiculous, silly levels. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I did that, but with all of them. I maxed out most of their stats. And so I have Cliff over here who's like, yep, I'm now a mage, and I crit everything, and I take no damage, and everything dies. It's great. Fuck you, Cage. I'm a bird.
Gah! 38 damage.
Let's see. Heritors of Arcadia. That's the name of the song. I was like, I knew it was something pretentious sounding, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was.
It's a good song.
Yeah. I also learned how to sing that, and I actually remember most of the lyrics. My only problem is it has a few notes that, when sung by a male voice, that are just slightly lower than what I can normally sing.
Uh-oh, the beast people are transforming. Oh, God-shattering star.
I really need to do that. But
It's
the
such a
issue
good
is just finding
fucking
the
song.
lyrics. Because also what I've had to do is...
Do I need to talk to them, or do they just auto-recruit at the end so I don't have to deal with this shit?
Let me check. I don't remember. I think you might have to talk to them. Let's see.
God-shattering star is so fucking good.
It's the best. If the prisoner door was open and survives chapter 10. So yeah, you don't have to talk to them.
Okay, good. Like, the entire fucking opening is just Latin.
It's so good. I listen to it on a regular basis. I'm just like, yep, I'm just gonna...
It's great.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
all
play
the
it.
final boss themes are great in that game.
It's so good.
I also liked Cinder Shadow's final boss theme. That was another good theme.
I don't actually know what the bunny song is from VeggieTales. Which, you know, I should, because I've watched more VeggieTales than I really should at this point.
I've watched more than I care to. Oh, hopefully we can also fix Nefne so she's not busted.
Yes,
I just want to see Dragon.
I can find a way to fix that. Basically, I just have to figure out what person is a dragon, or what person we
swap
get as
their
a red
models.
dragon, and then just change the thing. Because you do end up recruiting a red dragon, right? Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite just musical numbers from Fire Emblem was Don't Speak Her Name from Awakening.
That's the chapter 11, or sorry, 9? Or is it chapter 10 theme? I forget.
I think it's just after Takumi pushes what's-her-face off the cliff.
Takumi? What?
Hashtag blame Takumi.
I'm like, wait a minute. When did this happen? All I remember is him pushing himself off the cliff.
I mean, technically she
jeez.
doesn't die. Well, it's debatable whether or not she dies. And the version that you get in a paralogue is another one from an entirely different universe.
Could you click back on the game so I can play?
Oh, yeah, that helps.
Oh god, I can see, but apparently you're doing something else. It's weird.
Did it work?
No.
How about now?
It didn't somehow.
Is it working now?
Click off and then click back on?
I broke things. I don't know what I did.
Parsec destroyed itself, apparently. I'm gonna see if this fixes it. I'm gonna try to disconnect and reconnect. Okay, that fixed it. And I can hear myself in your echo. Lovely. I can also hear the game slightly in an echo. Holy fuck.
She's so good.
It's because it's a dragon.
She's so good. Build 39.
It's a big fucking dragon. To be fair, dragon.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for it to be small.
But yeah, I purpose, when I was actually really sad when I found that I couldn't save her. It didn't, like, none of my choices actually mattered. I was actually, and so I went into that next map afterwards and murdered everyone. No one survived. It was just like, Mah! I'm angry.
I wish they did more stuff like that chapter, because that's the one chapter where the battle music didn't stop the actual music, and it was a very thematic chapter for that reason.
By far, I think that is the most impactful chapter from Fire Emblem that I've ever had. Or at least, you know, thematically speaking. I think my favorite chapter by far is, and that has the most impact on me as what I think is a good and amazing chapter, is chapter 13 of this game. I mean, I argue that at that point, even in lunatic mode, most of my characters were strong enough I could have beaten the crap out of Gangrel and all of his units, no problem. Trying to think of a chapter. I mean, thematically, I think there are much better ones in Three Houses, but at this point, it hasn't really affected me nearly as much. Probably because I haven't been playing it.
There's probably definitely like a better chapter in Three Houses. But, like, I think for, like, the sake of a proper conveying of the sadness, I think that's the best chapter.
I mean, it's one of the few games where, like, I'm legitimately crying right here.
Especially, like, when you compare it to how fucking If did it, where it's just Mom dies and I'm dragon now.
Mom dies and I turn into a Super Saiyan!
But the problem I have with that is instead of making you feel powerful, you gotta worry about the one dude who brought a fucking worm slayer, because fuck you.
Also,
the one dude who had a fucking foresight to bring a worm slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a sad one. Where it's just like, you see the tear in Xander's face.
I didn't actually end up finishing any of the non-revelation routes. Because I started all three of them at the same time. And was like, I'd do a chapter of this one, then I'd do a chapter of that one, then I'd do a chapter of that one. And then Revelations had the snow chapter, where you go and break all the snow. And I was like, this is the best chapter that has ever occurred to me. This chapter is amazing. And so I just kept going with Revelations and was filled with nothing but disappointment and sadness because none of the other chapters were like that.
Look at this man, he's a tiger.
The fact that we have a dancer this early is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, sure, other games we's like, and now we have like 7 dancers.
What game gives you 7 dancers?
Was it a randomization of 7? Where we ended up having 4 dancers at one point, and I killed all of them?
I think so. Tink.
I mean, I would have been okay with 7 dancers and 3 houses, but apparently the devs know best.
I just find all the people who talk about the dance funny. I could care less. It didn't bother me. Oh, that's a con boost, huh?
What's a con boost?
Statue fragment.
Ah.
Oh yeah, the costume's funny. I think the Sothis costume for male Byleth is hilarious.
I think of all the
He's definitely
all the like the self-insert characters. I mean, because he's not really an avatar unit.
His character is that he has no character.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robin, where like outside of the supports, they have no actual character to them. Because both Robin and Byleth don't really have a character to them outside of supports. And, like, Byleth even less so, because Byleth doesn't really have a lot of actual written lines aside from the handful of dialogue choices that they give you.
I mean, I personally, between the 3 avatar units that we've had, which you got Shadow of the Emblem or whatever it was called, that we didn't actually get here in the States. We also
New Mystery of the Emblem.
New Mystery of the Emblem, whatever it's called. See, I personally believe that Robin's children, Morgan, is actually Mark from Blazing Sword.
I just like thinking Robin has read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. He set all them boats on fire. He's a master tactician. Oh, shit.
What was it, 3 or 4 years ago? We went on a giant spree about building we had this like stupid long theory about how Morgan is actually Mark and how that would work. I think I posted it on. I mean, I guess that does make sense with Lynn. Lynn does flat out say, it's like, oh, you are basically Mark, but slightly different. I just go with Morgan being Mark, is because that's what their name is in Japanese. But it's still more of just a reference there.
Oh, there's special dialogue here.
I stab you. It saddens me that you stabbed me.
Wow, he actually did damage. No, his name is Reflin in Japanese.
Well, yes, but that's the name of Mark.
Ah, okay. Because I didn't know that Mark had a different Japanese name.
Or no, wait. So let me get things straight. So Mark, I don't know what it is. The name for Morgan in Japanese is the same name as the name for Mark in Japanese, and that's where I was going with it. Robin is just Reflet or whatever his name is. I don't know. He's got some excellent questions to ask you. Ah, yes, excellent.
Boomerang X.
could also just grab my, I bought this, what is it? It was the Fire Emblem Awakening...
No, the audio CD.
No, not the audio CD. Well, I bought that as well. But,
the art book?
Yeah, I bought the giant-ass art book. That has... basically everything from character designs, and some of, like, the notes that
Good level.
the designers and stuff had made, as well as all of the things.
My boy did it.
He is too strong.
Yeah, Chris does exist. And Thrasha is 5. Chris is from the remake of 3. Though there might also be Chris and Thrasha, but I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know, we'll eventually get around to playing them. Probably.
Thrasha's weird in a bad way.
Is it Thrasha or is it Thracia? Because I've heard lots of people call it Thracia.
It's both.
At the same time. You have to pronounce it. You have to pronounce both pronunciations simultaneously. Yeah, most people that I've come in contact call it Thracia. I have only read the manga for it. And then the translators stopped translating it, and then I was very sad. I think they ended up starting it up again. But at this point, I have no interest in it because the writing is kind of bad. But when I first started, I didn't know any different. The folly of youth.
Leif. I don't think he's a bad character, I just think he could have been better. I think it's not really Leif's fault, but it's really just like the point of where they put him, because his whole story takes place between like 2 chapters in fucking 4, and it's just like a weird point to put a side story. Look, the counter scroll.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it does that. Just let them hit you first.
Or kill them in one hit.
There's that too. Oh, yeah, that's just like to make it harder to kill them.
To make it harder to kill them and to slightly de-incentivize grinding on
like
the...
hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
It's to also like just make it a say don't hit this thing until you're ready to hit it kind of thing.
Or hit it from range.
Yeah.
I don't think I've successfully been able to kill every single zombie.
I've done it once or twice.
I think you have to have Gale Force to do it, I believe. Because they just walk right through you.
It's just like about like having all the movement in the world.
Mm-hmm. It also never was like, I don't really need to kill these weaker ones because they don't give me any experience at this point. Because I've gone through every single class level physically possible several times. Because I'm crazy. And then I got to the point where It's one of the it's one of the Xenologs with. It's one of the Alm, Einhar card. Yeah, Einhar cards. One of those. It basically is
A&R.
like you get. Once you get Paragon, and then you pair them up with Robin for that EXP boost when being paired up, it gives you more levels faster. And so I was like, you know, this is easier.